That axe. That axe though.
So I really think, I don't know, like I said this before, but I really like the card that's fake.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just gonna scale them so hard once they get that momentum.
And he's so good at team fights.
He's so good at team
Because
fights.
so far what we've been noticing is that this non-ADC pick comp is oriented around team fights. And Karth is literally one of the best APs for fighting in a team, or rather in team fights.
So top lane Aatrox took a lot of damage from the combo. Like you said, he snared him and then got a free Q.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter too much for Aatrox. Aatrox has that built-in sustain. And yeah. They're just pushing back and forth top lane. See, what I'm curious is, I think what's going to happen is Lucian is going to try and push out bot lane as fast as possible. And then maybe rotate.
I mean, maybe. I feel like Brand and Orianna can be pretty good at stopping it because Brand can W and then E and then they'll hit all of them,
Yeah,
and
you're
Orianna
right.
will Q W as well. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, they do have a lot of wave clear.
Yeah, they both do.
Yeah.
Both sides. The Aatrox is actually getting very low. I mean, that cannon is actually a pretty nice pick for that top lane because he's just so good at dealing with other melee champions that are at the top lane. And now that there's two, he can deal with both of them without much problem. And if they somehow get to him, he has the Maokai there to help.
Exactly. Maokai, even though this is the third game he's being used, he still seems like a weird pick to me, but it's working for them.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely working for them. It seems like it's a really good answer to this whole AoE comp.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah. Because his ulti just flat out negates a percentage of damage that's happening within that vicinity.
Yeah.
Which is all this comp is about.
Oh,
Fighting in a small area.
Yep, you're right.
I'm putting on some really nice damage with that Q. If you match with that Q, it puts some crazy hurt. Oh, are they gonna go for it? Cannon has no E. He has flash. That's about it. Vartan notices this, and he's going straight for him. The Karthus is still coming down. That's a dead cannon. They're gonna switch over to the Maokai. That's first blood for the Karthus. He's throwing in the axes. Potentially, Aatrox can tank this. He does have his passive. R2 needs to back away just in time with the passive. Luckily for him, you know, he can just stand right back up. That's a free kill, I think.
That was a really well played. And Karthus got the first blood. You were talking about how well Karthus scales, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Karthus can help from anywhere on the map.
Yeah.
He even got an assist for that.
That's the
For
beauty of
nothing.
Karthus. That's the beauty of Karthus. He's so strong. He comes into team fights like a monster. He offers great CC with his wall, and on top of everything else, he can literally press R and get assists and or kills in other lanes.
Yeah. Oh, that pick is so good. I'm so happy for that Karthus pick.
How happy?
Pretty happy.
Pretty happy. Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about the Karthus pick. Did I not say that? Why are you even questioning me? And Karthus has teleport, so he just can back and buy and teleport back in.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's why I took the teleport. I mean, he doesn't need Ignite. Karthus is not someone that's going to be usually going in there. I see Karthus take Exhaust a lot.
Yeah, I see
That's
that
a pretty
lot
common
too.
one. But I guess he decides to
teleport
go
still
for
works
teleport.
well.
Yeah.
Especially with this team comp, like maybe their plan is to let Karthus
split push, yeah.
Yeah, because they've been doing that a lot. They've been split pushing.
Well, that's definitely what the teleport is, you know, useful for, or even stopping an enemy split push.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff like that, right? So.
Oh yeah, that's a good answer because we saw last game,
Zed.
even though they won, like Zed was doing really well split pushing bot lane.
Yeah.
So you're right, like that could be an answer for something like that.
Right, they can push in middle, get the turret, and then just teleport back in a matter of seconds before the Zed can counteract with anything himself. So it's, I mean, for that game obviously, but if that happens with maybe the Cannon or Vlad, same thing, same scenario.
Yeah, and Vlad is someone who's known to split push.
He's
a
known
lot.
to split push, yeah. So they're looking a little aggressive. I felt like they were actually about to dive him there, but good thing they didn't because the Maokai was literally right around the corner.
Yeah.
And Aatrox has no passive. So we've seen a lot of Aatrox plays where when they have no passive, they still go very ham. And they usually end up regretting it.
Yep. So Orianna taking the blue buff again. It's not even a jungle.
It's not, I mean, what jungle?
It's just like free creep to the lane.
There's literally no more jungler. Barely an ADC from what we see.
Yeah.
It's like, the meta is very odd.
It's very odd. But it looks fun.
It does look fun. But I feel like the roles are just mismatched now.
Yeah.
So the Maokai is backing out. The Cannon is sitting at 40 CS, which is not too bad. But then you take into account, Olaf is 34. Let's be honest, that's not that far behind considering his melee. And then you have Aatrox, who's 41.
Yeah.
And the Maokai is 25. So in that department, I definitely think they're winning. And that explains the really big gold lead. I mean, of course, the 2 kills help, but I feel like the CS difference also really just boosts that gold lead even more.
Yep, exactly. And mid lane, Karthus is actually CSing extremely well against Vlad.
Oh wow, yeah, he's doing very well.
Yeah.
Getting 100 CS by 10 minutes is considered very impressive. Usually about 80 is considered good. 100 is very good, and anything over that is obviously just amazing.
So bot lane, actually, let's see how much health this turret has. They're a little bit below half. So Lucian is doing a good job pushing that turret. I feel like that even though purple's ahead, if they do get the turret, then maybe they can have some more pressure and have something to answer to this, what's happening right now. Top lane, like you said, they're winning.
Yeah.
And it's noticeable.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They need to start putting down like their foot or something. They need to start taking control of that lane. But the bottom lane, previously we saw the bottom lane for double AP be very mediocre.
Yeah.
Right? And in this case, I feel like it's about the same thing.
Yeah, that seems like what the thing is. And actually, Maokai is snaring onto Aatrox. Aatrox is still going to go in, and they
nice
get the
cue.
throw from Olaf, but Kennen ulting down. He's going way below. Oh, and they're going to let Karthus get the kill on that.
Very smart.
Oh,
Karthus
Karthus is going to be so fed.
Right, that's another champion that you don't want fed. Because his ulti will literally start doing half HP people later at this rate. And this is why they're giving him these kills. They're like, you know what, you're Karthus, you're going to be chunking people for half HP with your ulti alone. Take it. Just take it.
Yep.
Take it and go.
And not to mention, he's at 110 CS, and it's 11 minutes. So he is just right on point.
Yeah, he's doing very good job in CSing, that's for sure.
He's gonna be something.
So this Vlad, he got the Hextech Revolver, which is the old school kind of pickup, I think. But the top fight is actually a big fight going on, and also in the middle fight, Vlad has no pool. The Olaf throwing a few axes, but that's not going to go anywhere. And same with the fight in the top lane. The Aatrox was trying to do something against the Maokai, but the Kennen ended up showing up just in time, and Aatrox decided to back off.
Yeah, so last game, that's what we saw too. Like you said, the double AP was getting pushed against, and it seemed like they're doing mediocre, but the top lane carried it out, and it seems like that's like the whole plan behind it.
I feel like the middle lane too, because
Middle lane too, yeah.
I feel like last game, bottom and top are very mediocre, but the middle lane, remember when the Morgana got the kill?
Yeah,
in the
you're right,
set?
you're right.
That's when it just started kind of slowly going in their favor, and I think I think the same thing's happening again.
Yeah, so they just really need to sit there and let the double
Karthus.
AP farm it out.
Yeah, and let the Karthus
just do
just become
mediocre.
strong.
And yeah, Karthus becomes strong, top lane does well, and it's gonna work out in the end because they're gonna group, and then their whole team comp is gonna come into play.
So the question is, what can the blue team do? They're behind quite a bit. Only 12 minutes in, they're definitely behind quite a bit of gold.
Yep, and they
2,000.
still haven't gotten that bot turret.
Yeah. So what can they do? That's the question.
I think they're just gonna have to wait it out and see if they can react to the team fight. Like I said, they have a pretty good AoE team. I mean, the Kennen ulti, it's really good. It stuns, it does a lot of damage, and Vladimir increases that damage.
Yeah. And then Maokai reduces the damage for his team.
So they do have a good response to this AoE team, but I feel like if Purple gets too ahead, then it won't even matter.
Yeah. I don't know. It's obviously just a matter of time before we see which one is going to be in the lead, but the Kennen is finally going to the middle lane. Maybe this is what they want to do. They want to start putting pressure in this middle lane, not let this Karthus have as much free farm as he's been getting, but he's actually clearing it extremely fast.
Oh, and he does so much damage.
Yeah, he got the Vladimir to half HP on top of clearing the whole wave. The Aatrox is showing up to the middle lane as well. Oh, he mistimed that jump. The Vladimir just barely got out of the pool. Kennen flashing in with the ulti. I'm not sure if that was very smart.
Did you see how much damage that Q did?
Which one?
From Karthus?
No, probably a lot. Probably a lot.
Kennen went through the wall, and the Q did almost half of Kennen's HP.
Yeah, I mean,
holy.
That's Karthus right there.
But yeah, I'm not sure either what Kennen was kind of thinking.
You could have just went the other way, I feel like.
That was weird. And then they're going to get a free dragon from this. So now they're just snowballing what they have, and it's not going to be good for blue team.
Yeah, they just got the first dragon. That's just putting their gold lead even more ahead than it already was. And the Aatrox is coming in from the back, He's gonna look for the Q onto the Karma. Nope, he's just gonna eat her, and then he's like, alright, I'll take the turret, and I'll just leave you alone.
Yep. So, they got a dragon, they got a turret. I don't know what Blue's gonna do.
I don't know, man. They need to try and pick someone off. They need to maybe get more wards down, maybe more coverage of the map, and just get like a pick off, maybe like this one right here.
Yep, and it looks like Doxa is below half HP. Vladimir coming in with the ultimate, and is the ultimate gonna tick? Oh, Lucian comes in and takes it with the Q, and they are gonna keep going. Karma has to speed up, but Aatrox does have his Q up still, and is gonna get away from that.
So even though they lost a turret for that, they did give their ADC, Lucian, who we know is a fairly strong ADC in the late game. He can definitely chunk through people. And that's definitely a little bit in the right direction, even though they had to sacrifice a turret for that, but Cannon did get the top turret, which pretty much negates the fact that they got the bottom turret. So overall, that was a pretty good play for Blue Team, I think, and that's maybe along the path of where they want to start heading.
Yeah, exactly. That worked out really well for them. And actually, I just want to point out, Aatrox this game is building tank.
Again.
So he's not going to be that super hyper carry.
Yeah, he seems to always build tank every time Doctor plays Aatrox, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's fine if they have someone, and actually, Karthus is going in right now, but Karma and Lucian following up from the back, they are going to flash out of it. Aatrox going back in, but is going to disengage from that fight.
Yeah, so Karthus ended up having to burn his flash, unfortunately. I'm surprised he did. I thought they were just going to go completely ham, because Karthus has his ulti, he would have died, he would have threw a few more Qs. Allies were coming in there for the help. They would have done something, I'm sure. And then Karthus would have popped his ulti and, maybe get a kill or two from that, but I guess they played it safe. Nice stun by the Brand. Really nice damage. I mean, nothing they can really follow up with though. There's just way too many people beside that turret, and of course you have the turret attacking as well, which you never really want.
Yeah, and Aatrox was thinking about it. I saw him inch towards that.
Yeah, he definitely wanted
Should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it?
Because he has his passive, right? So
yeah,
he's not too scared.
Exactly. So Olaf is around the corner. So this is a 5v5 mid lane right now. This is what's going to happen. They're grouped up now. They have the first tier bot lane. They don't have top lane, but I mean, this is a good time to group up. They have so much damage. Karthus is completely fed. Aatrox is tanky. And here comes the Brand ult. It's going to hit off on them. So they're pretty low. Do you think they can get this turret?
Oh, the Karthus ult coming down. Is it enough to kill anyone? Oh my god, that was enough to kill Cannon. Wow.
So much damage.
That was about a third of his HP.
Wow.
So one thing I was noticing was when the Cannon was standing beside the turret, he slowly just kept getting chunked piece by piece by piece. And I think it was the Karthus doing it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But if I had to guess, I mean, the Karthus, just his Q hurts.
This pick is really good.
Yeah, his Q is really hurting. I feel like someone should get a Will of the Ancients for that team, yeah? That'd be pretty good.
It could work out. I mean, they have so much AP.
They have so much AP.
That could be something. Maybe that's a new meta. You just made up something.
Maybe. Check.
Damn! Put that on your YouTube channel, dude. YouTube.com/RedMercy.
Yeah, no one cares about that channel.
Alright, so mid lane, they're diving in onto Vlad.
Oh,
and
nice
he doesn't have
time.
the full. Amazing timing by Oriana's ulti, but Vlad is going to come back with the ultimate and the snare out from Maokai. Karthus teleported in from the back, and he is just going to let him burn in his E right now. The Qs are missing, but he does get the kill still. And Olaf soloing Cannon in the turret dive. Wow.
That teleport by the Karthus is really nice. What I really like though was that Oriana ulti time.
That was really good timing.
That was perfect. That was literally like a split second sooner, it would have missed. That was absolutely perfect. Not easy to time it that way. And the reason you want to time it so perfectly is to prevent any possible escapes. So for example, if Vlad had flash, I think he wouldn't have had time there.
Exactly. Although Vlad has ghost.
If he had flash. Cody.
No, you're right. That was perfectly timed. Yeah. Like, he completely just timed that Vlad pull. And yeah, they're going to rotate top and get this first tier tower down. We saw in all these other games, that's what they need to do. They need to get all of the first tier turrets down, and then they can start pushing and grouping up. Because that brings their global gold to an extreme amount, and they already have so much gold in their pockets.
So we actually saw that, or at least somewhat saw the Olaf kill on the Cannon.
Yeah.
That was a really nice kill. That was also a tower dive, which just shows that as the game progresses, Olaf can just destroy Cannon. Because what does Cannon really rely on? He relies on his ulti. Why? Because it gives those charges that stun. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and Brand getting a perfect stun into an ulti, and Olaf just chunking them down too. They're gonna probably keep going in on this. I can see a turret dive going, and mid lane, they're actually fighting off too, but it looks like Olaf and Brand back to get that blue buff, leaving Karma